Hello, my name is Olivia, and I am a teacher out in New Mexico, and I absolutely love living pop-ups. I've used it for quite a few years. I started about 4 years ago, and I used it in library. I was a former librarian, and my kids thought it was the coolest tool ever, like magic. And then I became a fourth grade teacher, and last year I had a group of students that were averaging about a first grade reading level comprehension, but I taught fourth. And so I had low expectations, but a lot of my kids were not interested in reading. They had a big struggle with comprehension as well as decoding. So reading was a hassle. It wasn't something they enjoyed. It was like pulling teeth. And my reading instruction, the curriculum they bought was great, but the kids didn't love it. They weren't engaged. So I had students that were struggling with comprehension, and I thought, you know what? I'm just going to try and do living pop-ups. I'm going to pick a book and see if they like it. And it was a rowdy group. But when I brought them in from recess, I said, I'm going to show you a book that the characters pop out of the pages and they'll talk to you. And the kids thought it was magic. And so I started having kids race after recess, sit down quietly and be like, everyone be quiet. I want to hear the story. And then the minute an illustration would come up, they'd be like, scan the page, scan the page. And so I realized, one, just in engagement alone, huge increase. I could not get them to be excited about reading at all before this, but the minute the characters were talking to them, it was like I turned a new leaf. And so I thought, oh, there's something here. The kids are really interested, and I don't have to pull teeth. The kids are, and it's Boxcar Children. It's an older book, but they thought it was like the coolest thing ever. So something I didn't intend on was they were listening to me read, and I would project the pages so they could read along with me. And then I would project the illustrations and the characters would talk with them. And I realized really quickly the kids weren't getting the questions wrong. And I thought, oh, there's something here. There's something different about this tool compared to other ones I'm using. They might not be decoding and they might struggle reading the words, but if we're reading together, along together, and we have augmented reality to interact with us, the kids are getting the comprehension correct. And that speaks volumes because any other assessment we'd done, my kids were testing at a first grade comprehension level. And so I thought, oh, there's something with this. There's something really cool with this tool and I need to keep working with it. So my kids begged all last year. They wanted to read all of the Boxcar Children. So we did the first 4 that they have for augmented reality and they thought it was so cool. Come to this year, I have a different group of kids and we kind of do things departmentalized. And so I have an assigned group with me of 24 that got selected to be with me. And the kids kind of think it's like a special selection because I do augmented reality and the others do not. And so it was like a big deal that the kids got to come into my class and work with augmented reality. And what I realized really quickly is I have more titles than just Boxcar Children. My lower groups I'm doing Boxcar Children with, and it is really, really cool to watch them with comprehension, with curriculum added to it, seeing this is really working. My kids are reading below grade level in my group 1 and 2, and they are comprehending the text. They might struggle with some decoding, but overall, when we work together as a group to read through the text and then the characters engage with them, they're getting those comprehension pieces correctly as well as vocabulary. And so that's big. Especially in reading intervention, to have my biggest hurdle is engagement and motivation, and the kids beg to come sit at my table and have their book read that day. And what I've found too is my other groups are just, I have a silent reading group, and it's because they want to see the augmented reality project on the TV and see the other kids' characters too. And so that is really, really cool to see them so excited and so engaged with a book. And the comprehension and the vocabulary improvement is just a gift on top, let alone the fact I just wanted the engagement. I wanted them excited about a tool, excited about a book that really brings those things to life. The kids, they're living in a digital age. They all love gaming. It is really hard to talk up books just as cool as Fortnite. And so for characters to pop out of the pages and talk with those kids about, hey, why did I do this? The kids think that is the coolest thing in the world. And nothing that I could do as a teacher would be any cooler. And so I could ask all those questions from the pages. I could do that easily, but they don't want to answer my questions. But if it's a character popping out of a book and talking with them and interacting with them, that is a game changer. The kids love interacting with these books. My middle groups and my upper groups are doing Sleepy Hollow and My Father's Dragon, and they are obsessed. Especially Sleepy Hollow. That is one of the cool ones that the kids really have begged and are waiting to get to the Headless Horseman. And so they think that is really cool. The comprehension piece, it is a challenge book for my group 3 and 4, for My Father's Dragon and Sleepy Hollow. It is a challenge for them. But I think because of the augmented reality component, my kids are performing above grade level comprehension-wise and vocabulary-wise because of that augmented and interactive piece. So it is really cool to see my first and second group are building gap. They're bridging that gap with this tool. And my upper groups are really challenging themselves and meeting that challenge because of the interactive piece with living pop-ups. So this has been one of the coolest tools I have used in my classroom. My kids absolutely love it. It will be something that I will use every single year because I don't have to beg the kids to read. They think it is the coolest tool to use. And I have kids in other groups that are begging to get assigned to me because they want to use living pop-ups. So it is the coolest tool, hands down.